Welcome to Middle Class Matters Business News in English from Dr CMA Alagesan on the scam of rupees 7,50,000 crores in Government of India road projects under the Bharatmala pariyojana number 1. Part number 23 continued. Audit observed that detailed project report consultants' assumption of increasing the traffic by 31% to 51% over a span of 5 years, that is, average 6% to 10% yearly, was in contravention to its own assumption of taking 5% annual growth in traffic while determining its financial viability, which was also the standard percentage of growth in traffic considered for determining the viability of a project by MORTH. Considering 5% standard increase, the highway would reach the level of 60,000 passenger car units in the year 2046 only. And even after considering the unjustified cumulative growth rate considered by detailed project report consultant, the project stretch would breach the threshold of 60,000 passenger car units not before 2035. Until that time, the created infrastructure would remain underutilized. Further, the estimated civil cost for construction of Ambala Kotpuli stretch with 4-lane configuration would have been 3,858.19 crore as compared to the estimated civil cost of 5,787.28 crores for 6 lanes. In spite of the probable underutilization of 6-lane infrastructure being created and the difference in associated cost, initial construction cost and later operational cost and maintenance cost between 4 lanes and 6-lane configurations of Ambala Kotpuli, no cost benefit analysis for upgrading this stretch was carried out. Instead, MORTH or NHAI, in contravention of their own decision taken during optimization or prioritization to construct a 4-lane corridor, requirement of traffic and extend Indian Road Congress guidelines, decided to construct whole corridor as a 6-lane national highway. MORTH or NHAI could have considered the option of limiting the configuration of lanes at present to what is feasible as per IRC specification and acquiring only the land in line with the configuration for construction of higher lanes so that extra lanes can be constructed in future as and when optimal traffic was expected to ply on them. MORTH justified in April 2022 the lane configurations by stating that there was normal traffic of around 17,000 passenger car units in Narul Paniola More section. Apart from this, it would also caters to traffic from Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, etc. and IMT Manasar Raveri industrial area. It would also act as feeder route Narul Paniala More to cater to the development traffic due to development of western dedicated freight corridor and functional logistic hubs at Katwas and Adani at Gurugram and proposed multimodal logistic park at Nangal Chaudhry. Reply of MORTH may be viewed against the fact that reply was limited to only Narola Punilia More section only, which had a length of merely 31.24 kilometers and not for entire stretch of Ambala Kotpuli. Even for this section, the projections of increase in traffic due to development of logistic hubs and MMLP were already considered by the detailed project report consultant of the project. 5.3 Detailed project reports. 5.3.1 Accountabilities of detailed project report consultants. MORTH in furtherance to CCEA approval of Bharatmala pariyojana, while its standard operating procedure 21st December 2017 directed that detailed project report should be prepared in 2 parts. That is, the first part relating to determination of alignment, land acquisition details and other pre-construction activities, that is utility shifting, forest and environmental clearances, etc. and second part relating to designs and cost estimates, etc. so as to ensure that the work on the pre-construction activities could be taken up front without waiting for the second part. MORTH standard operating procedure further elaborated the 2 parts of the detailed project reports preparation as per details given below. Serial number 1, stage key activities, reports, deliverables to be submitted. Part 1. 1. Inception, project planning and mobilization, inception report and quality assurance plan. 2. Feasibility, alignment finalization, preliminary surveys, alignment option report and feasibility report. 3. Land acquisition and clearances, land acquisition, utility identification, creation of draft notification and proposals, strip plan, land acquisition report, clearances and utility shifting proposals. 4. Land acquisition and clearances. 2. Land acquisition process obtaining final utilities estimates and required clearances, joint measurement surveys and 3D report, final project clearances and utility report. Serial number 5, land acquisition. 3. Award determination, land acquisition award determination, 3G report. 6. Detailed project report, detailed design of highway, preparation of detailed project report with drawing, draft detailed project report, final detailed project reports, documents and drawings. 7. Technical schedules, preparation of bid documents and technical schedules, civil work contract agreement and schedules. 8. Land acquisition for possession, obtaining possession of land, land possession report. Term of reference of detailed project reports consultants inter alia included the following: conduct of surveys including traffic surveys, origin destination and modality movement surveys and topographical surveys, detailed designing of road, its payments, bridges and structures, environment impact assessment, land acquisition which inter alia included coordination with project implementing unit and district collector or state government in obtaining appointment order for competent authority for land acquisition, assistance to competent authority for land acquisition staff in preparation of 3A and 3D preamble and forwarding letter to be forwarded to project implementation unit, assistance to project implementation unit in coordinating with newspaper agencies for publication of 3A and 3D notification and providing copies of newspaper publications of 3A and 3D to competent authority for land acquisition and project implementation unit, ensuring presence of only adequate manpower like surveyors, revenue inspectors, AutoCAD draftsmen, liaison officers, assistants, peon, computer operators to support competent authority for land acquisition, project implementation unit and regional office in the land acquisition process, but also provide adequate resources like computers, software licenses, scanners, printers, etc., so that prescribed timelines were met. Coordination with competent authority for land acquisition and state government and obtain all permission necessary to conduct joint management survey and center line marking, and coordination in serving of notice to all beneficiaries for collection of award and to vacate the land within 60 days under section 3E of the Act. Estimation of quantities and project cost, economic and financial analysis of the project, obtaining all necessary clearances of the project, including the environmental, forest and wildlife clearances from Ministry of Environment, Forest, Climate Change, railways clearances for rail over bridges and road under bridges, clearances from irrigation department, other competent authorities before the project was approved. Preparation of bid documents, technical schedules for the projects based on model concession or contract agreements for public-private partnership, EPC projects and relevant Indian Road Congress guidelines, and assistance in collecting and providing all required supporting documents for initiating bids. With respect to above, audit observed the following: 5.3.1.1 Sequencing of key activities to be performed by detailed project report consultant MORTH wide its standard operating procedure made 3A intention to acquire land and 3D vesting of land with government, preparation by detailed project report consultant as a task which was preceding to and independent of detailed project report consultant preparing draft detailed project report, final detailed project report and drawings thereof and their approval by the competent authority. Modal request for proposal further strengthened the stand of MORTH by stating that 3 stages in table 5.6, that is land acquisition and clearance stage, land acquisition and clearance stage 2, and technical schedule stage serial number 3, 4 and 7 respectively could run in parallel with two stages, that is feasibility stage and detailed project report stage, that is serial number 2 and 6 respectively. Splitting of detailed project report consultant duties as following ramification. In case of 46 NHAI's sample projects, the approval of projects was given after a period of 7 days to 404 days from the floating of notice inviting tender. In fact, out of above mentioned 46 sample projects, in case of 35 sample projects, even the appraisal of the projects was carried out after floating of notice inviting tender for these projects as detailed in detail para 5.1. The same could have happened as detailed project report consultant was authorized to prepare bid documents and technical schedules. Its key activity number 7, independent of preparation of draft and final detailed project report by it. Its key activity number 6, and in case of 5 NHAI sample projects test checked where notice inviting tender was floated before approval of the project by competent authority. Even the 3D specification for these projects were issued before the approval of the project by competent authority as detailed below. Table 5.7, sample projects where 3D was done before approval of projects. Name of the project, date of 3D notification, date of approval by competent authority. 1. Paniyala More Narula Bypass Panchari Kalan, package number 1, 6th July 2018, but whereas approval was done before day, that is approval was done on 6th December 2018. Delhi Vadodara Expressway, notification 10th September 2018, approval by competent authority 20th December 2018. Delhi Vadodara Expressway, all are under the same category only. All the packages were approved. The above undermined project approval sanctity and left no scope for refusal or revision of the project and its specification. Any falsifiable change in alignment of project was deterred by the fact that detailed technical schedules and draft bid documents including draft agreements were already there in public domain due to early unauthorized floating of notice inviting tender, and also due to non-possibility of reversal of land acquisition if there was change or modification in alignment or project detailed project report. Further, due to above sequencing of detailed project report consultants duties, audit in sampled project observed para 5.3.2 that notice inviting tender of the projects with the deficient detailed project reports were floated without providing the opportunity to competent authority to even apprise such detailed project reports. Similarly, in NHI DCL for project Manu Lalchara, Manu Shimlong Package 1, 3D specification for the project was issued on 5th February 2019, while the project was approved on 13th March 2020. MORTH did not furnish reply to the audit observation. 5.3.1.2 Detailed project report consultant's sphere of duties and power. As evident from MORTH standard operating procedure and detailed project report, consultant's terms of reference, the detailed project report consultant was assigned many such job duties which were not required to be specified by it, but were of executive nature. Some of such overreach in duties were acting as a catalyst in appointment of competent authority for land acquisition, acting as manpower and machinery supplier to competent authority for land acquisition, project implementation unit and regional offices of NHAI, liaison with newspaper agencies for getting printed the notifications, getting all necessary clearances for the project including environment and forest clearances, coordinating in getting the land parcel vacated from the landowners, and preparing the bid documents for project and initiating the bidding process. The expansion in detailed project report consultant sphere of responsibility could be one of the contributing reasons of detailed project report consultants not focusing on their core activity of detailed project report preparation leading to flaws in detailed project report preparation as discussed later in detail in this chapter. It appears that the chronology of detailed project report consultants' duties and scope of such duties were not aptly determined, resulting in floating of notice, inviting tender and land acquisition prior to project approval as discussed above, and flawed preparation of detailed project reports and floating of notice inviting tender without competent authority even apprising them as discussed later in this chapter. MORTH did not furnish reply to the audit observation. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, please share it to your friends and relatives so that everyone will be aware of our tax payments or how it is being misused or swindled by the people in power along with the opposition parties. All parties are the contractors and the bureaucracy, so that we will be able to take punitive action against these people. Thanks for watching.